shout out to E Spock for sending me this story. And let me just start off by saying this. I would not want to be on this man's plane if he was the pilot. So here you have this individual by the name of Christian Martin, and he was an American Airlines pilot. And right before it took off, and I mean moments before it took off, they had to stop the plane from ascending into the air. Reason being, because this man was wanted on a triple murder. Mind you, like I said, he is a pilot, or at this point probably was a pilot. Like, imagine hearing that when they probably didn't tell the passengers that. But imagine you being on a plane, you're getting ready to go somewhere, and you find out that the person that was set to pilot your plane is pretty much involved with a triple murder. Like, that would freak anybody out. Of course, they couldn't freak out the passengers, but I'm sure when they looked at the news, they were like, wait, that was my pilot. Let me go ahead and read this article. On Saturday, startled passengers watched as U.S. Marshals boarded their plane in Louisville and took their pilot in custody on murder charges. A pilot for an American Airlines subsidiary accused of murdering 3 of his neighbors in 2015 was arrested in Kentucky moments before takeoff Saturday on a plane filled with passengers. U.S. Marshals and police boarded a plane at Louisville International Airport and arrested Christian Martin, age 51, of Raleigh, North Carolina, a day after a grand jury indicted him on 3 counts of murder, arson, and other charges in connection with the November 2015 slayings of Calvin and Pamela Phillips and their neighbor Edward Dancero. Attorney General Andy Beshear said in a videotaped statement Saturday. So it sounds like to me like this guy was trying to flee. Or was he not there for his own hearing? On November 18, 2015, Calvin Phillips, age 59, was found shot to death inside his home in Pembroke, the Attorney General said in a news release. At the time, the Phillipses and Martin lived across the street from each other. The bodies of Pamela Phillips, age 58, and their neighbor Dancero, age 63, were found a few miles away in a cornfield in her car, which had been burned. The Attorney General has not discussed a possible motive for the killings, but in a 2016 interview with NBC affiliate WSMV TV, Martin had accused Calvin Phillips of having an affair with his wife. Asked in the interview if he thought he would be charged with the murders, he replied that he had no worries. The slayings occurred just days before Martin, a former Army Ranger major, faced a military court-martial on charges of assault consummated by battery upon a child under the age of 16 and conduct unbecoming of an officer, military records state. Martin was convicted of assaulting his stepson by placing his arms around his stepson's neck in a rear naked chokehold, lifting him off the ground and squeezing his neck until his body went limp and felt numb. He was dismissed from the military and placed under confinement for 90 days, according to the records. So he tried to kill his stepson, and all y'all gave him was confinement for 90 days and dismissed from the military. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. If they would have took and nipped it in the bud, then those neighbors would probably still be alive, unless, if I'm reading this correctly, unless this happened after the fact. A pilot for PSA Airlines, which is owned by American Airlines, Martin is on administrative suspension pending the outcome of the investigation in court proceedings. So, no, he should be fired. Like this, like I said, this goes back to a commentary when I was talking about they constantly give these leeway for these palm-colored killers. Why is he on what is this, an administrative suspension? He should be fired, like as in having no job. No benefits. In a statement to the Washington Post, the airline said Martin went through a background check and vetting, but said there was no criminal history that would disqualify him from being a commercial pilot. All of us at American Airlines and PSA Airlines are deeply saddened to learn about these allegations from 2015. We will provide any investigative assistance possible to law enforcement throughout their investigation. On Saturday, passengers on Martin's plane said they were shocked when their pilot was taken into custody while they were waiting to take off. It was like seeing something you would normally see in a movie, passenger Ashley Martin told the local station. Martin is being held without bond in a Christian County Detention Center. Usually, I think if they held you without bond, that means they have something on you that they couldn't even attach even a high enough bond to you in case because they don't want you bonded out. So they know they have something on this guy, something major. It's unclear whether he has retained an attorney who can speak on his behalf. He has not yet entered a plea. That's some wild stuff right there. Like I said, just imagine you being on the plane and you getting ready to take off and you find out your pilot got arrested. You don't know why, but you might turn on the news and it says that this guy, pilot, is connected to a triple murder from 4 years ago. And then add on that additional information involving his stepson. Like, that would blow anybody's day. Like, that would make you just like, whoa, what just happened here? But like I said, the fact that they haven't given this man a bond means that they have something on him. Hopefully something that will stick, but I'm sure the evidence will eventually come out. But the fact that they came on there and got him off that plane like that, I think it's safe to say he most likely did it. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.